Welcome to Math Cafe. Math Cafe brought to you by dineshformath@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed the first video of the part 1 from the relations and functions. And now in this video we are going to see the second part of the relations and functions. So our objective is to examine the given relation is an equivalent or not. Relation is connection between or among things. So every relation has a pattern or property. That's what we have seen and discussed. And hope you remember that equivalence relation means what? A relation which should be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. And then we'll call it as equivalent relation. So we are going for a question. See, this is one of the very important question in the board exam point of view. Question is, show that the relation on the set A defined by modulus of A minus B is a multiple of 4 is an equivalence relation. Second part, find the set of all elements related to 3 or write the equivalence class of 3 or this way. So the different way of asking the additional question. In the beginning, we have to check what is the relationship. So R is equal to A comma B such that A minus B is a multiple of 4. And it is defined on set A. So first we are looking for the reflexive relation. That means an element A should be related to itself. So let A is an element in the given set capital A. Then clearly you can say A minus A equal to 0 and it is what? A multiple of 4. Therefore A is related to A for every A in the given set capital A. So R is a reflexive relation. So R is reflexive. Second part, it is like we need to say let A and B belongs to capital A such that A is related to B. Now remember again the question, how A and B are related. The A and B are related as magnitude of A minus B is a multiple of 4. So either you can write multiple of 4 or simply you can write magnitude of A minus B is equal to 4m. So this will be same as you can say minus of B minus A equal to 4m, or that implies what? Magnitude of B minus A is equal to 4m. So B is related to A for every A comma B in the given set A. So whenever A is related to B, B is also related to A. Therefore, R is symmetric relation. Let A, B and C are in A such that A and B are related and B and C are also related. So A related to B and B related to C. Now here we will write how they are related. What is the relationship? So magnitude of A minus B is multiple of 4 and magnitude of B minus C is equal to 4m. So can we add magnitude of A plus magnitude of B and is that is equal to magnitude of A plus B? Okay. Can we say that is true? So magnitude of A plus magnitude of B need not be always equal to magnitude of A plus B. So clearly you cannot add this quantity. So this is not always true. So you can't add them directly. So to add these two magnitude quantities, what you need to do is that first of all, remove the magnitude sign. A minus B is equal to plus or minus 4m. So modulus of 2 means you are getting 2. So even if you input 2 or minus 2, you always get a positive 2. That is why this number could be plus 4m or negative 4m. And B minus is equal to what? Plus or minus 4n. So this could be another multiple of 4. Now these two adding, when I am adding A minus B plus B minus C is equal to plus or minus 4m plus or minus 4n. Clearly this B get cancels. So A minus C is equal to plus or minus 4 into m plus n. Now again we are going backward direction. So this I could written as magnitude of A minus C is equal to 4 into m plus n. When I take magnitude of A minus C, I could get positive or negative. That's why this step exists. Now that says A and C are related. So what we have concluded that means that is if A is related to B and B is related to C, and we are getting A is related to C. So that R is transitive. Reflexive, symmetric and transitive, therefore it is an equivalence relation. We need to find the set of all elements related to 3, or write the equivalence class of 3 or 3. So we are looking for elements which are related to 3. What is the meaning of elements which are related to 3 or equivalence class of 3? Okay, so this is supposed to find the elements which are related to 3. So that means B means 3 minus B should be multiple of 4. So 3 minus which number will give you multiple of 4? So usually we'll write as equivalence class of 3 like this. So 3 minus 3 will be 0. So that will be one multiple. Then you take, if it is 3 minus 4, 1, that is not a multiple of 4. So next you can easily jump to 3 minus 7. So 3 minus 7 is 4, that is a multiple. Then we'll go to 3 minus 11, that's also multiple. Next will be 15, but the given set A is till 12. So the elements will be 3, 7 and 11. Okay. So this idea is, we call it like this way, let R be an equivalence relation on a set A. If A belongs to A, then the set of all elements X in A such that X related to A is called the equivalent class of A and is denoted by the square bracket A. That is simply equivalence class is the set of all elements related to the given particular element. Now we'll show as the same like the other one. This is another way of writing in terms of the ordered pair way. So this also you can go through that one. For all A belongs to a magnitude of A minus A 0 is multiple of 4, etc. This is the same thing as I explained. This is another way of writing. Okay, we'll here again another question. This also similar to the one we have done. This also repeatedly asking question in the board exam. So usually we'll get it as like a multiple or divisible with a modular sign. When the modular sign comes, it will be important and you should be really careful. That's all. Otherwise everything will be same. Okay, the relation is R is equal to A comma B such that magnitude of A minus B is divisible by 3 on set A. A is an element of capital A, and clearly we can say A minus A modulus of A minus A equal to 0, or you can say some 3m divisible by 3. So A is related to A for every A in the given set, and therefore R is reflexive. Now the second case, we need to consider, let A and B are elements of the given set A such that A is related to B. So immediately you need to question how they are related, these elements. So it says A minus B is divisible by 3, or you can say some 3m multiple of 3. A minus B is equal to 3m. So this could be written as negative of B minus A, and that also equal to 3m, or you can say B minus A is equal to 3m, or that says what? B is related to A for every A comma B in the given set. So B minus A is divisible by 3. So it is always what? Divisible by 3, or it is always true, and R is a symmetric relation. Now for the third part, we need to check 3 elements I will assume now. Let A, B, C are in A such that A related to B and B related to C. Now how they are related? A minus B is divisible by 3, or I will write A minus B equal to 3m, and B minus C is also divisible by 3, so I will write it as some 3n. Now I cannot add the magnitude of numbers directly. Magnitude of A plus magnitude of B is not equal to magnitude of A plus B always. So I remove the magnitude sign by A minus B is equal to plus or minus 3m, and B minus C is equal to plus or minus 3n. Now I'm adding both. So adding both equations, A minus B plus B minus C equal to plus minus 3m and plus minus 3n. So clearly the B get cancelled just like the previous question, and it will become 3 into m plus n. So this is again what? magnitude of A minus is equal to 3 into M plus N. Clearly, modulus of A minus E is divisible by 3, and that says A is related to C. So that we can just write the conclusion as if A is related to B and B is related to C, that will give you A related to C. Therefore, R is a transitive relation, R is transitive, and hence R is an equivalence relation. So, we have proved that the relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Therefore, it is an equivalence relation. Now here also we have an additional question in the beginning. It says we need to find set of all elements related to 3. So here what you need to check, just like the other question, which are related to 3. So that just means 3 minus which number will give you multiple of 3. 3 minus which number will give you multiple of 3. So 3 minus 3 will be clearly will give you a multiple of 3. So we will say 3. It is start with a 3. One element is 3. And if you take another element from 4 or 1 or 2 will not give a multiple of 3. So 3 minus 6 will be again divisible by 6, 3. So it is 3, 6. So that is the final answer. And again this idea is called equivalence class or set of all elements related to that particular element. So these are main questions in that one. I have shown the 2 questions of the same type. So hope you all got the idea very well, and you can practice more questions in this way. I'm just sharing some more questions in the similar format that you can try by yourself. These are some practice questions. Keep a screenshot and practice it. So far we have seen all the questions which are clearly equivalent relation. So always it was true, so it is easy to prove it. Now we are going for next type questions, and these questions may not be true. Now here is the one of the most important point you need to remember. Whenever you want to prove some statement is true in mathematics, it should be always proved generally. And when you want to prove something is wrong, one example is enough. It just say generally it is disprove. So here whenever set is given to you, you have to say that not symmetric or non-transitive, one example is enough. But you cannot prove, say that okay 1, 1 belongs to R and therefore it is reflexive relation. So just see how do we prove this question. So we need to prove this is reflexive. So see the elements 1, 2, 3. So you have a 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 are there. So we will say for every A in the given set A, suppose this set you name it as A equal to 1, 2, 3. A is related to A for every A, right? For every A in A is related to A. Therefore, R is reflexive. Because whichever element I take from A, 1 is related to 1 and 2 is related to 2 and 3 also related to 3. Now to say it is symmetric, see, take one of the examples from there. Say if I take 1 and 2, see, this is 1, 2 belongs to R. This just means as what we are writing, 1 is related to 2. Now can you see any 2, 1 in the question? There is no 2, 1 in the relation, right? So you can say but 2 is not related to 1 or 2, 1 does not belongs to R. So it is not symmetric. See, please remember this is a common error. You cannot prove reflexivity by telling 1, 1 belongs to R and it is reflexive. This will not be accepted and you will not get the full marks in the examination at all. And again, if you see here 1, 1 belongs to R and similarly 1, 1, by looking at these 3 elements, you cannot say it is what? Symmetric. So symmetric or reflexive or transitive, it should be proved for every element of the given set. Now again, same way if I take to say non-transitive, say 1, 2 belongs to R and 2, 3 belongs to R. Or as the notation what we have used, we can say 1 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 3, but 1 is not related to 3. Or this means 1, 3 does not belongs to R. So it is not transitive. So these both are equally like the same thing. I'm just using different notation. But this is what we are given the question. This is what we are used to write. So not to prove, so not true, One example is enough and more. So the relation is reflexive but neither symmetric nor transitive. I'll take another example. See, this is the next question. L1 is perpendicular to L2, set of 4 lines in the XY plane. So we need to prove it is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. So here and all clearly you can understand a line cannot be perpendicular to itself. So you can easily say L1 is not perpendicular to 1 for every L1 in the given set. Clearly L1 is not perpendicular to L1 for every L1 in L. Therefore R is not reflexive. L1 comma L1 does not belongs to R. Therefore R is not reflexive. Now let L1 is related to L2. So this means L1 is perpendicular to L2. Clearly L2 is perpendicular to L1. Look at the figure. So that says what? L2 is related to L1. Therefore R is a symmetric relation. So R is symmetric relation. Now to say the transitive part, we need to have L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is perpendicular to L3. You can see the figure here. L1 and L2 are already there. Suppose I am drawing one more line. Okay, so L1 is perpendicular to L2. So L2 is perpendicular to another line. Suppose this is the next line. Okay, for this line, this is a third line. Okay, so clearly this L3 is not perpendicular to L1. It comes what? L1 is parallel to L3. So this is not transitive. So again I repeat, whenever you want to prove something true, prove it generally. And for other cases you can just give an example. So we'll consider another example. Determine whether the relation R x comma y such that 3x minus y equals 0 is reflexive, symmetric and transitive on the set A 1, 2, 3, etc. 14. So this is another kind of question. So here the relationship is given as 3x minus y equals 0 and it is on the set 1, 2, 3, etc. 14. So here and all it is better to check what will be the elements in the relation to get an idea whether it could be reflexive, symmetric or transitive. It just says determine, so we don't know whether it is reflexive, say true or not, like each condition is true or not. So the best thing is that take out the relationship whatever is given in the question. So this will give you y is equal to 3x. Try to write the ordered by S form, the relation. So when x is equal to 1, y will be 3. When x is equal to 2, y will be 6. And 3 means 9, 4 means 12, and 5 means what? 15. There is no 15, so you can stop. And again, you don't want to write all the elements in the roster form. Try to write at least 2 to 3 elements. That will give you clearly an idea how the elements are coming. Now, if you observe here, see, you cannot find 1, 1 or 2, 2, etc. in that set. So, is it a reflexive relation? Never, right? So, first thing we need to check, it is reflexive or not clearly. There is no 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 or 4, 4, etc. are in the given relation. So, you can say 1, 1 does not belongs to R. So, it is not reflexive. Okay, not reflexive. See, you can say 1, 1 or 2, 2 or 3, whichever element you want, you can say. So, it is just one element is sufficient to say it is not true. Okay. Now, see the next one. Is it symmetric? See, you can see 1, 3, but there is no 3, 1 in the given relation, right? So, write the same thing. 1, 3 belongs to R, whereas 3, 1 does not belongs to in that given set. 1, 3 is an element, whereas 3, 1 is not belongs to that. Therefore, it is not symmetric. So, not symmetric. Now, the last one, to say the transitive part, again check which element will work. See, here you have a 1, 3 and you have a 3, 9. So, 1, 3 and 3, 9 are related, or 1, 3 belongs to R and 3, 9 belongs to R, or 1 related to 3 and 3 related to 9, whereas 1, 9 does not belongs to R. Therefore, it is not transitive. So, this is the other type of question. So, whenever you have a general relationship given, you try to get some elements and try to make out the idea. Again, I repeat, to say something wrong, one example is enough. But by giving an example, you cannot say that condition is true and you will not gain any credits. We'll move on to another. This is also very important question. Repeatedly asking board question. So here the question says x comma y such that x less than or equal to y square, neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive, and the relation is defined on a set R. So this relation says x is less than or equal to y square. Now to check whether this relationship is true or false, that is, this is x less than or equal to y square, and we need to check it is not reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. So you need to find an example in such a way that when you square that number, it should be smaller than the actual number. So you know that usually if you take a 2, 2 square is 4 and 3 means 3 square is 9. It's always true. So you need to think in such a way that when you square a number, that should become smaller. Yes, you guess it. Correct. It could be any rational number or any decimal number. So if I take, say, let x is equal to half. So x is equal to half means half less than or equal to half square. This is 1 by 2 less than or equal to 1 by 2 square is not true. So it is not reflexive. You can choose any decimal number or any fraction. The value is smaller than 1. The condition should be the value must be smaller than 1, then only it will work. Okay. So it is not reflexive. Secondly, we need to prove that it is not symmetric. So I take 1 less than or equal to 2 square, but 2 less than or equal to 1 square is not true. Correct? So this I can say that what? 1 comma 2 is an element of R. That means 1 is related to 2, but 2 is not related to 1. So it is not symmetric. So that is the second condition. Again, here and all you can figure out some numbers which satisfies the condition. Okay. So it is not symmetric. Now the third part, we need to prove that it is not transitive. So the same way I will try 3 numbers such that like this way. Say 5 is less than or equal to 3 square and 3 is less than or equal to 2 square, but 5 less than or equal to 2 square is not true. So 5 comma 3 belongs to R. That means 5 related to 3 and 3 related to 2, but 5 is not related to 2. 5 2 does not belongs to R. So it is not transitive. So why I chose 5 3 2 means because 5 is simply 3 plus 2. So you can easily memorize these numbers. See, these questions and all the problem, technical problem is like if you are not memorizing specific numbers which satisfy the condition, you will take a lot of time in the exam. So better to keep in memory 5 3 2. There are millions of numbers will satisfy this condition, not only one. It just for your convenience, I suggest 5 3 2. So it is another question, very important to prove that it is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. We will move on to another question. This also which is almost very similar to the previous question. This also board question only. Almost very similar. So easily you can say this condition is x less than or equal to y cube. Again, when you are cubing, the number should become smaller. So the same example you can use. Say let x is equal to half. So clearly half less than or equal to half cube is not true. So half comma half does not belongs to R, or half is not related to half. So it is not reflexive. Now if I take 1 less than or equal to 2 cube is true, but 2 less than or equal to 1 cube is not true. So 1 comma 2 belongs to R, 1 is related to 2, but 2 comma 1 is not related. So it is not symmetric. See, if you notice here, I always take similar numbers to make it easier. Now you remember the previous example, whatever I have taken, 5 less than or equal to 3 square, and then 3 less than or equal to 2 square, and 5 less than or equal to 2, I got it. So I'm starting with the same example. Instead of square, as the question is 3, I'm writing cube. So 5 less than or equal to 3 cube, 3 less than or equal to 2 cube. So I will get 5 less than or equal to 2 cube. But this is true, right? So my examples are not correct. Now if you observe, I can make it this correct by changing one number. Which number I should change? See, 2 cube is clearly 8. So you change the number 5, something which is more than 8 but smaller than 27. You get the point? You can use the same numbers in the same way you write, and you can realize that the 5 will not help you to get the correct answer. So I'm replacing this 5 by another number which gives the third condition wrong. Choose a number whichever you like. Say I'm choosing 10. I doubled 5. That's it. My logic is that. Or you can use 9 or like 10, 11, 12. Any number will work. See, 10 less than or equal to 3 cube, 3 less than or equal to 2 cube, 10 less than or equal to 2 cube is not true. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Always check what answer you want. Accordingly start adjusting. Then you are successful in that part of learning. So here you can say this is 10, 3 is related and 3, 2 also related, whereas 10, 2 is not related. So it is not transitive. So it is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. See, both these questions are excellent questions. Generally get in the exam. You have to remember the question as it is, because sometime instead of telling show that the teacher or the board can change it as determine the relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive can be asked. So you must know that this is not true. Then you can proceed in that way and you can get the answer. One more question in the same way, similar. This is more easier than the other two. So here the relationship is given as x less than or equal to y. Show that the relation is reflexive and transitive but not symmetric. Now here comes the idea. See, reflexive means I will not say 1 less than or equal to 1 and it is true. When you want to prove something is correct, you have to prove in general. To say wrong or disprove one example. Please remember always that's a major thing, because like a lot of time we have seen the answers with example and the children will think they are getting the marks, but you won't. So to say reflexive, I will say clearly for all x in the real numbers, but we can say x is always less than or equal to x. So x is related to x itself, it is reflexive. For every element x, x is less than or equal to x, so x is related to x, so it is reflexive. Now the second one, we need to prove it is not symmetric. Say just an example, anything whichever you like. See, 1 less than or equal to 2, but 2 less than or equal to 1 is not true. I'm not using different numbers, same numbers only. So 1, 2 belongs to R, but 2, 1 does not belongs to R. Now take the next case. See, we are taking 3 elements. Say let x, y and z belongs to the real numbers. This is real numbers such that x is related to y and y is related to z. So x related to y means x is less than or equal to y and y is less than or equal to z. So from these two, if you combine, clearly you will get x is less than or equal to z for every x, y, z in the given set of real numbers. Therefore, x is related to c. Therefore, it is a transitive relation. So this relation is reflexive, transitive but not symmetric. So these are some examples questions to get the idea clear. Hope you understood that idea. This is another question. And here you can see significant difference between the other questions. See, the first difference is, if you notice, see, each element became an ordered pair. So AB related to CD whenever A plus B equal to B plus C. So that is what is the condition. So here the difference is, as it is ordered pair, you have to be little careful. So the first thing what I do is in these questions and all, AB related to CD, if and only if A plus D equal to B plus C. If you notice here, the first element is AB and the second element is CD. So in the beginning itself, I will make a small change as like this. A minus B is equal to C minus D. So because the elements are A, B and C, D, so the definition also I am just rearranging in such a way that A, B and C, D are coming. This manipulation or this adjustments will help you in a long run, and it will be one of the easiest technique to make this ordered pairs easier. Because otherwise in ordered pair question generally people make a lot of mistakes. So nothing, I just rearrange it. Now just like other questions will go. So we need to get an element is related to itself. So let AB belongs to n cross n. The first thing what I need to prove that AB related to AB, A minus B equal to A minus B. It's always true, right? A minus B is equal to A minus B for every AB in the given set of ordered pairs. Therefore, A comma B is related to A comma B for every AB in the set n cross n. Therefore, R is, so the relation is reflexive. Now the second one, I need to get two elements. Let AB is related to CD. See, I am using this relationship, not the original one, whichever I modified. So this is A minus B is equal to C minus D. Now what I need to get? C minus D should be related to, CD related to AB. CD will be related to AB if and only if C minus D equal to A minus B. Do you need to do anything? Nothing. Just write C minus D is equal to A minus B. So that says what? C comma D is related to A comma B for every A, B and CD are in the given set of ordered pairs. Just write that. So R is a symmetric relation. Now for the third part, let AB is related to CD and CD is related to E comma F. So this is A minus B equal to C minus D and C minus D is equal to E minus F. So if you combine these two equations, what you will get? A minus B equal to E minus F. So A comma B is related to E comma F. That is what we got it as. See, if AB related to CD and CD related to EF, we are getting AB is related to EF. Therefore, R is transitive. So since the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, the relation is an equivalence relation. So this is the ordered pair question. Beginning itself, you just modify, then you got the answer. So let us see one more example in the same way. So this is the second example from this ordered pair type questions. So again, just like the other question, it is given that AB related to CD if and only if AD equal to BC. Again, I am using the same technique here also. So this I can say, again the elements are A, B and CD. So I am rearranging the question as A by B equal to C by D. I am just rearranging, push the D to down and B to this side. So A by B equal to C by D. Now we will go for one by one, again reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So to prove it is reflexive, we need to get AB is related to AB. So clearly you can say A by B is equal to A by B, right? For every A and B, this is always true. Therefore, AB is related to AB. AB is related to AB for every AB in the set n cross n. Now the second one, we need to prove it is symmetric. Say, let AB is related to CD. Immediately write in which way they are related. They are related as A by B equal to C by D. Now, symmetric means what you need to get? CD is related to AB. So, CD related to AB means what you need? C by D equal to A by B. You got it already? So, is the answer. So, C comma D is related to A comma B. Therefore, R is symmetric. So, we have proved reflexive and symmetric. Now, we'll go for the third part, that is the transitive part. For the transitive part, again, we need to consider, say, let A comma B is related to CD and C comma D related to EF. I hope you don't have any doubt from this EF comes, right? The given set has lot of ordered pairs, not only A, B and CD. So, this is A by B equal to C by D and C by D equal to E by F. So clearly if you combine these two equations will give you what? A by B equal to E by F, and that gives A comma B is related to E comma F. So we have the conclusion, that is, if AB is related to CD and CD related to EF, you are getting AB is related to EF. Hence the relation is transitive and it is an equivalence relation. So that is the second example of type. Now we'll go for one more example the same way, and this also another very important question, typical little, but again if you use the technique what I am explaining, it will become very simple. So this is AB is related to CD whenever it is AD into B plus C equal to BC into A plus. This is one of the important question in the examination point of view. See, again what you need to remember, see, your first element is AB and the second element is CD. So you need to figure out a relationship in such a way that AB and CD are related. So for that, what I suggest is that this you can simplify in the beginning. Once you simplify in the beginning, the rest of the question will be so short. So here I write, I just push the terms to other side, each side simplifying. B plus C by BC equal to A plus D by AD. Push this AD to the other side and BC to this side. Now divide each term separately. So B by BC, that gives 1 by C, and C by BC will give you what? 1 by B. Cancelling each others. A by AD will give you 1 by D, and this will give you 1 by A. Now do one more step to make it more similar. Say 1 by A, push the 1 by B to the other side and 1 by D to this side. So the question I have modified in such a way that 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by C minus 1 by D. So the question rephrased like this way. AB is related to CD whenever 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by C minus 1 by D. This is one of the finest way, then you can easily complete it. So we'll start from here. You can say clearly 1 by A minus 1 by B. If you subtract two numbers, always that will be same. 2 minus 2 or 10 minus 10, that's always same. So 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by A minus 1 by B. This gives what? A comma B is related to A comma B for every AB in the given set n by n. Hope you got why I wrote this one, because I need to get AB related to AB itself, that's why I'm writing the same elements. Therefore, R is reflexive. Now we'll go for the second part. So second part means I need to prove it is symmetric. Let A comma B is related to C comma D. So remember the relationship we redefined as 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by C minus 1 by D. Now I am going to get I need to get it as like a CD is related to AB. So CD is related to AB, you don't want to do anything, just interchange the sides once. 1 by C minus 1 by D equal to 1 by A minus 1 by B. So this gives what? CD is related to AB for every AB and CD in the given set n cross n. So this AB and CD could be any numbers, so it always satisfies. So it is R is symmetry. Now the third part and the last part, let A comma B is related with C comma D and C comma D related with E comma F. So this gives you 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by C minus 1 by D and 1 by C minus 1 by D equal to 1 by E minus 1 by F. And clearly from these two equations, 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by E minus 1 by F. So that says what? A comma B is related to E comma F for every A, B, C, D, F belongs to n cross n. So it is transitive. See, this simplification method is very essential, or at this stage you will have a lot of confusion and complexities will occur. So that is why I suggest all the questions wherever ordered pairs are involved, always use the readjusting or redefining technique. That will help you to get the answer easily. Hope you all enjoy this lesson, and please give your constructive feedback, and if you like the videos, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you, and signing off from Maths Cafe.